Hello and welcome to our Energy Connect studio at NOG Energy Week 2023. I'm delighted I'm sitting next to me, Bolutife Odusanya, MD and CEO of TREXM. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, just to start off for our audience, what does TREXM do in the energy space?
Yeah, so we look as ourselves, we're a proprietary holding business, and the goal is to build multiple platforms, creating value across the energy chain. Presently, we are in the EPC space as one of the leading indigenous EPC businesses. I've grown that with technical partnerships with large OEMs to deliver value in particularly in Nigeria. We've done some work across West Africa. We're also in the chemicals business and across the chemicals value chain from drilling and production through specialty chemicals and refining. We have clients in that space all the way from the large IOCs, the large Nigerian oil companies, and as well as on the refining side, Dangote and NNPC refineries. We're also in the engineering space generally, but the goal is we're building multiple platforms, creating value across the value chain.
Oh, really? That's really interesting to hear. And recently backed by the FT is one of Africa's fastest growing companies. What do you think some of the factors behind how you've been able to grow so much?
I think it's focus. So when you think about business in general, jack of all trades, master of none. What we try to do is create highly specialized vehicles that can create value and unique value propositions in different service areas. So our focus has been our big key driver. Second thing is talent. We've really created structures where I think the average age in our workforce is 26. So we have big graduate trainee programs, and we're training lots of young Nigerian graduates and putting them to work in the energy space. Those two factors is what's creating value and leading to team accomplishments such as that.
Well, that's really interesting. And do you see quite a big opportunity then to further localize the oil and gas value chain in Nigeria?
Exactly. I think I'll take our chemicals business as a sample set. When we started, we were in the production chemical space. Essentially, we started as agents. We bought chemicals, sold them locally. Today, we have the largest capacity for blending, drilling and completion fluids. We acquired that business from Baker Hughes. And now Baker is our technical partner. We're the local operator. And I think there are more opportunities like that we're exploring from an asset acquisition and growth standpoint. And we're only just scratching the surface as a country in the localization business.
Yes, and I've heard before, some of the access to finance is a sort of major challenge for African companies. What's your message to stakeholders, investors seeking to invest in Nigeria?
So I think the access to finance conversation is twofold. People say access to finance, but the real question I would pose the question another way. How many businesses are investable? My background is in institutional financing. I was in private equity for a long time before setting up this business. And what you find is good money chases after good businesses and good companies. Are the local companies good with institutional corporate governance structures, well-run, clear management teams, and clear management philosophies? Those companies, I think, have really struggled to raise capital. But when you have one-man shops who are trying to grow without clearly articulated plans, yes, you struggle to raise capital. I'm not negating the fact that capital can be challenging. I mean, certainly going to borrow money locally from Nigerian banks at 30% or so interest rates is challenging. I'm not getting away from that. But I think attracting institutional capital, the question should first be, are the companies institutionally investable? And then go the other way around.
That's really interesting. And obviously, been hearing a bit of, recent reforms being brought in, for the energy sector and the power sector. How important are those to bring in investors or to see where Nigeria's energy sector is going?
So I think there are green shoots. It sounds interesting on the face of it. The real challenge comes when oil prices go up. Will the government stick with the reforms? These are the things that investors want to see. It's nice to put a fiat out there and say this has happened. 2020, they said there was no more subsidy, right? When oil prices went to negative, we found out subsidy ballooned after that, right? So it sounds good in theory. The practice of saying what you mean and meaning what you say is what all investors want to see. And we're excited by the pronouncements. We would like to see clearly articulated plans, which the government has discussed on the plans.
Okay, great. And sounds like you're going to have a busy 2023 ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's exciting times for the industry in general. I mean, with the dislocation in the oil market, there's clearly a lot more opportunity, which I'm hoping the Nigerian energy space harness instead of that being missed opportunities. We haven't grown our production as much to take advantage of the rising oil prices. I'm hoping the second half of the year would really bring a lot of activity. So we're excited for what appears to be a lot of enthusiasm.
Well, that's good to hear. And just before we go, we're here at NOG Energy Week. What's the importance of having an event like this here in Abuja?
I think it's a good breeding ground for having stakeholders, clients, and just general industry people come together, share ideas, and really start to crystallize ways to move the industry forward. So I've had a lot of good fireside discussions, heard a lot of good ideas sort of been cross-pollinated. Hopefully we can all take these things, articulate them in our different businesses, and really accelerate growth across the industry and save humanity.
Great, really. Well, I really appreciate you coming down to the studio and venturing to hear your insights and thoughts.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks everyone for watching, and I look forward to bringing you more studio interviews in the coming days.